to the next part. This topic in racial matters, a little outside the book, but it's just in how it's got me thinking, um, is to do with friendship and love. So, what really separates? What really separates love and friendship? Is it just the sexual aspects between the two people, and others for that matter? In friendship, there's no sexual desire. Your friend's your mate, is your bruv, or she's just your pal, she's your chum, right? She's a mate. So when you're in love, you want to make plans with each other. It's completely different. You're having sex with each other. You chase each other. You're making love to each other. It's a very sexual thing. It's a relationship thing. That's beyond the normal friendship, or the pale of a normal friendship. Like, you make plans together. You're romantic with each other. That's how you progress and move forward together in your relationship. Like when you're in a friendship, you're just forming a combination of like respect and trust with each other in order to experience truth in everything you do together as friends, to have a laugh and when you hang out and everything. So like I just got thinking on the logic and truth of the differences between friendship and love, and there's a certain amount of science to it as really, the science of like the mind and the body, philosophy for that matter. They both have profound differences, although they're a little bit similar. There's the ethics to it, and even like the likes of Isaac Newton and forces. But I was looking at some quotes from the likes of like Plato and Aristotle, and there's a good Aristotle one. It's one of the first quotes that comes up on Google. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace, making the best of circumstances. I thought that applies to friendship really at best. It sort of touches on love a little bit, in terms of identity and romance, and that's a perfect situation for romance. I don't know. Maybe not. In the likes of like, there's quite a few out of the likes of Aristotle that are really quite poignant. Um, I know. Having said that, I was looking for one of the best ones from Plato. Love is a serious mental illness. Well, in a way, yeah. Love is a serious mental illness. In terms of like relationships and communication, and close relationships, it can be extremely hurtful, and demand a lot of therapy from the hunger and thirst of the relationship's biology, um, and you become very sensitive to each other and others. They sort of go hand in hand, and you know, patterns of behaviour and speech can easily get out of hand, in dislikes and disputes, and that they can be even more hurtful when it comes to cheating, and that as well. And you're cheating on your partner and not maintaining the relationship and the strength of your bond together in your romance, and your relationships or fall apart, and you'll no longer be infatuated with each other, and your energy will be drained, and it'll just be a toxic experience, which is a shame. Your libido will crash, and albeit the experience will be unpleasurable, you won't like to be with each other, and that. So I thought that was well said of Plato, to be quite honest. Plato really touched on the subject. In all honesty, it was just like the likes of one line. In overcoming the loss of a friend or a lover, um, there's all sorts of ways to handle your grief. Mostly life, mostly experiences in life are, pardon me, um, whether they interest you or not. Um, there's no real mystery to them. It's perfectly normal to experience the worst of things during grief, or or even in grievance. Um, like it's easy to experience uh, things that are perfectly normal, in, although you might not want to go through it. In terms of like life, well, outside as a strategy, regardless, there's good and bad. And in terms of the topic matter that I'm really addressing and the differences, when you bring racial matters into it, especially if you're looking at a relationship between that's in of a friendship between white people and black people, or love and romance between a white person and a black person, um, there it's a human thing. It's a human thing. That's really what it's all about. That it's a human thing, distinctly. Um, it's a big, it's a biggie. That one. It's the most important thing. All important thing to it all is that it's a human thing. Um, so love. I'm just trying to think. I mean, I personally, I've been friends. I am friends. I've been friends with black people, male, female, younger than me, older than me. Been in love with a couple of black women. When I was 17, I was in a relationship with a black woman who was a little bit older than me at the time. And sort of about 10 years ago, I was in a relationship with a younger black woman for a little bit, on and off. Um, and you know, still friends, still friends. I mean, there's some distance with the first black woman that I got with when I was 17. There's a lot of distance there, but we're all friends. There's nothing, there's nothing, nothing that separates us to be angry with each other. Neither of us are that hurt in either of those relationships. It just, we had to move on in life. We were unprepared for a lot of the things that went on, and without it being an extremely painful experience, it was amicable, and where we separated. I wouldn't necessarily put our I wouldn't put the separation down to a dominant white culture and its ignorance, but we provided each other with space for how we both needed to do other things in life, and you know, but it's encouraging. In business, I have done, obviously I've got um, executive shareholders all involved in business aspects, assets, and stuff to do with the team brand. I love working with all my mates. I love them black, white, whatever colour they are, nationality. I love all my friends. I love them as business associates as well. And male, female. So, but getting into the cross-race friendships and cross-race racial relationships in love and romance um, is is something I'm mindful of. I'm very mindful of. It's been a big part of my life since I was young. Obviously, I listen to far too much rap and hip hop music as well, and sort of I like blues and jazz and rock and roll, whatnot. But and stuff. But I'm also very aware of my own roots and the reason why I'm white and how I self-identify with the likes of the important and truthful things of life within all these racial aspects of my life, and the sincerity of that and the insincerities of that, the injustices and the triumphs. So having said that, I just thought I'd make a quick point of that. In any case, the short talk acts on care. Um, take affirmative action in life. Don't fall foul of ignorance, so that you mess up your own position and cause the hurtful um, and painful mistake of being so judgmental in ignorance by being racist. Racism is not to be tolerated, it has no place in society, it's negative and unlawful, it's not the way to move forward in life and make progress. Racism is an injustice. All lives matter, everyone is human, human beings matter, real lives matter, truth matters, black people matter, white people matter, unity matters, knowledge, understanding, equality, fairness, all that. Peace in a bit. Tune in at 7 for the playlist. Thanks.